Hi everyone. Today I'm actually talking to Peter Lee. Peter Lee is a professional estate planner. He started off as a company secretary. Company secretary. Now he's a professional estate planner also with Rockville's. And how I actually encounter and how I actually get to know Peter Lee is through this book, which is sold in Rockville's office and in many bookstores across Malaysia. And the book title is "To Delay is Human, but to Will is Divine." So in this book, he actually covers all estate. I mean, in his years in this estate planning, helping people to do estate planning, there's a lot of things that they experience. He shared it in the form of very simple, very easy to understand stories when it comes to the practical side of estate planning and how he has helped a lot of people. And I actually read this book. I read it actually more than once, and I think it is very, the way he write it is very, very, very interesting, and it's very, sometimes it just touches your emotion, and that is why I actually get to know him. I contacted him and I want to bring him over as an interview to give people more awareness on the estate planning, and of course Peter is based in Ipoh. So hi Peter, how are you today?
Okay, thank you. Anyway, I'm fine. Thank you for the introduction.
No problem.
So yeah, actually you mentioned a lot of things in my book already.
Okay.
So
did I miss anything, Peter?
No, actually the thing is just a lot of stories in the book are most of the time real life case. And then I've also the writing is also based on some of my observation, what is happening outside. So over the past, in fact, actually 2 years, I've written actually 48 articles. That's why you see the book actually contains 48 articles of different stories coming from different family problems.
Okay.
So I hope that kind of stories will sort of enlighten the public, and also hopefully they will actually take some action for their family.
On their families, I think this is estate planning part. What I have a feel is that people realize it's important, but they don't feel it's urgent, right? When they talk about investment, everybody want to jump in right away. But when it comes to estate planning, people just stick to delay, and that is why your book title exactly. I think that reflects your experience too, right?
Correct. In fact, actually, now the thing is, awareness has actually increased, but procrastination, delay. That's why my book, "To Delay is Human, but to Will is Divine."
Right.
So it's human nature to delay.
Yes.
All the time, actually, we are thinking tomorrow will be okay, and it will be another normal day. And some also think that actually they will live forever. So this is the actual issue. And these kind of things, I think for me now, for so many years in this industry and service, I find that it can strike you. It can strike the family. All this kind of problems you will never realize unless and until something happened to the family. And most of the time, I think you will hear this. Some even the other service providers are talking about this, and articles being written about this, that you have to take action before something happens. And yet there are still a lot of people out there don't even have a basic will.
Right.
So so that's the thing that in fact it's my belief that actually there must be a continuous education and awareness through probably writing. And
you are doing a big part of it, at least in the Ipoh community, because I do understand that you write for publication in Ipoh. It's called Ipoh Echo, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Over the actually 4 years period, now as it is, I have actually written 79 articles already.
Wow, impressive.
So every month actually I'm doing, and now I'm doing the writings based on it's something like a drama series to highlight the importance of having a will and what will happen if you actually fall into the category of LA, that's letter administration. Because if you don't have will, you actually apply for LA, and that's where sometimes you will see all the problems will surface.
Right. Before we go on further, because I think we want to talk about your, the book, of course. The book,
sure.
And there's few things. But I'm very interested. I think everyone listening also will be very interested. I think you started off your career as a company secretary back in 1988, right? Now, why and how you transition? Okay, why and how you transition from being a company secretary to being a professional estate planner?
Okay, now firstly, I'm still a company secretary.
Okay.
I'm still practicing as a company secretary. So this service is an expanded service, is a value-added service to my existing business,
right?
The secretarial service. Initially, it's just that I find that estate planning also can help, on my secretarial services, because actually, as company secretaries, you're dealing with directors, you're dealing with shareholders.
Yes.
And over the past 26 years, I've seen so many disputes among the shareholders, between siblings, partners. So, especially with regards to family business. So, sometimes I look at estate planning, okay, maybe that will help if probably the founder of the company could actually distribute their shares through a will effectively by way of actually stating down what they intend to give, how much they intend to give to beneficiaries.
Right.
So I initially thought, I look into the angle of shares. So sometimes, some businesses get into trouble because first thing, they don't have a will. So if there's no will, you have to actually go through the Distribution Act.
Right.
And the Distribution Act may not be fair to some family members. For example, some are actually working very hard for the family, and the rest are actually, private partners, and then they are enjoying the benefit, probably from the profits.
Yes.
So I look at that angle. So I said, why not, try estate planning, and probably estate planning or wills, can help the distribution part, and the distribution part can be fair to all of them.
Right.
Not necessarily equally, but sometimes the person who play a major role in that company business can get more. So I started thinking of this services because of that. But when I step into this industry, I see the whole estate planning services is so expensive. You can actually going beyond the shares. You can actually cover everything, your entire estate of the person.
Right.
So then I began to realize that actually this is so lacking. Actually, I, in Ipoh itself, I've been talking to a lot of people when I started this 10 years ago.
Right.
And the thing is most of the business owner don't talk about succession planning. Talking about this distribution through a will, they don't have.
Right.
And the issue is just that first, lack of awareness. But now awareness is increased, but now procrastination, the delay.
Okay.
So they'll say, get back to you tomorrow, day after tomorrow, next week, next month.
I need to travel, I need to do this first, I need to sell this first.
And then I have to ask my spouse, and then that is all sometimes it's like an excuse not to actually do yet. So this is the thing that the transitional of course the thing is why I step into it. Just now I explained. So but I'm actually doing it together now, the secretarial services, of what which I'm actually doing, but at the same time I concentrate a lot of my time in writing, and also of course the services, and also advisory. And some of these problems actually it's not just about wills, it's just that about some of the estates under the application of LA.
Right.
So, and this kind of situation allows me and also open my eyes what kind of issues are they facing when you apply for LA. That's actually without a will.
So and then they feel the pain, right? Because that is when they feel the people feel the pain, then they only act because I think.
Yeah, sometimes actually, it's just that you feel the pain. Probably you have the money, but you can't solve the problem.
Right.
You see, sometimes when you have money, you can solve the problem. It's not a problem. But when you have money, you cannot solve the problem. It's a big problem.
Yes. It could
so that is how I can see this kind of situation happening.
So I mean, one is sickness, of course. You cannot really solve some sickness, right? Terminal illness, you cannot solve using money. And these are one of the things, because if it goes under the Distribution Act, let's say very simple, right? I mean, you cannot throw in a lot of money so that to bypass the law, right? You can't. So that.
No, that is the one thing. That's illness is one thing. Sometimes getting your death certificate of your father or your grandfather is an issue. So because actually when you apply for LA, the thing is this: whoever being appointed as the administrator of the estate will need the consent of all the beneficiaries entitled to the estate.
Yes.
So and then if the beneficiary, one of them is actually say the deceased father who died in 1920 or 1930. So the search for actually a death certificate may take some time because you need to prove that they are not around, so that actually you eliminate that 1/3 or that 1/4, from them.
Yep.
So this is the thing that actually sometimes if you haven't actually stepped into the distribution process.
Right.
We just talk about the appointment administrator.
Already.
Sometimes it's a headache,
A lot of hassle.
So hassle, and then looking for those deceased death certificate, and then if they are not around, proving that they are no longer around, and then when you have all these things ironed out, when it comes to actually appointment administrator, sometimes you get into a problem when the beneficiaries entitled to the estate does not agree to the appointment of the administrator. So you can't even kickstart the alley, you see.
So it's stuck at the very beginning.
You can't kickstart. That is the reason why it's very important that actually you have something basic like a will.
Yes.
As simple as that,
Yes.
This is the message I'm actually putting across on my monthly article.
Over and over again, right?
Over and over again, but highlighting this area, why we have to deal with this.
Right. And so that is the pain. I mean, you want to see, ask people to see the pain, then only they can.
You see, the pain is one thing. The pain is that they have to, sometimes is mentally, they also mentally stress up to get all this and then the thing is why I sometimes so feel for them is because sometimes I go with them.
You go with them?
And help them, because some of these things they are not sure, and then some of them are illiterate. Sometimes they ask me, can you help me? And then probably sometimes you go to JPN, Jabatan Pendaftaran Negara, to get a death cert. And then sometimes probably liaising with the lawyers to apply for the LA, and then sometimes also liaising with Amanah Raya if their estate is under there.
Right.
So these are the things that actually I see from my perspective when I actually help them,
So you are there. You are there, right?
Yeah. It's not. It's just only like I just do a will for the customer.
Yes.
But sometimes these kind of things is because some of them are my friends. You see.
Yeah.
So I, sometimes I have to actually help them lah. I can't say no. You see.
Yes. Understand. So this one, I mean, with all this being said, from your experience for so many years, they procrastinate, and last time no awareness. Now is the procrastinate. Now, so is there a difference when it comes to the man on the street and the business owner view estate planning? This topic, estate planning, how they view it? Is there a difference between if you're a business owner?
No, actually, man on the street and the business owner are the same. They look at it actually is that is the business owner. A lot of them actually the SME companies, for example, Ipoh. Last time I've been actually talking to many of them. Doing cold calling, door to door, talking to them, asking what is their view. Have they done this? So most of the time it's actually no.
No meaning,
So,
but they are not receptive or they don't know.
Well, the first thing is this, that they always think that if they are not around,
Yeah.
the whole issue on the decision will take care by itself lah. Okay.
Autopilot lah, but not the case.
It's
Sorry.
also someone in the family will take care lah.
Right.
So these are the things that actually is the perception. But some of them, they realize the importance of it. But they are also thinking, maybe I put on hold first. Probably let my operation or my business matter settle first, and they would actually tell me, I have to settle some of the issue first before actually I do. So these are very common kind of reaction from them.
Objections, I would say, obstacle objections. They say
it's not so much an objection, because actually sometimes they have problems in their head, but sometimes they don't know how to circumvent the problem. And the thing is this, that's why sometimes I tell them, if you sit in a room and you are just keep on thinking and thinking over it, you won't resolve your problem.
So you need to seek help, like yourself, like just talk it out with you.
Because by the time you keep on thinking in your room, you may kick the bucket already. You will know. I mean, you have a lot of time up there thinking lah. But
Eternity,
up there you can't actually, it's not like extra, no, up there you can't actually give the instruction. So it's through a document like this.
Okay. Yeah.
So all I actually told them is actually, you allocate a time, but not necessarily that you think all the solution by yourself. You speak to someone who is in this industry, give you some actually option, give you some proposal. So these are the things that actually are happening here. And you're talking about man on the street, say probably a wage earner, some probably
working professional,
normal professional. So these are the things is also happening to them. So and they are also thinking and thinking and thinking. And they will actually say that let's hold on, let me actually think about it first. So and they will never come back.
Yes.
So in this service, it's just that it's like if you pursue, so 2 weeks down the road, are you ready? I'm too busy lah. Let me come back to you lah. And then another 2 weeks, let me come back. Then 1 year down the road, let me come back to you. So these are the things that is happening, and this is actually you can't help it lah. This is actually human nature lah. That's why my book says to delay is human. Actually, it's true. So that's why actually the awareness part still has to be continuous.
Level it up lah, right? But have you find you have when it comes to that, just now I caught your point. You say you still, I mean, back in the days sometimes you still call business owner who are not already your customer out of the blue, right? And then companies a lot. So are they receptive of this concept?
Okay, in fact, actually the business owners, at one time, in fact, I went around talking to these business owners who are all strangers to me.
Okay.
In fact, when I was doing co-hauling, that is how actually I realized so many people don't have a will.
Right.
Sometimes I see in the paper, sometimes I hear, I get feedbacks, always you can hear that, 90% don't have 90%. I think it's more than that.
Okay, no more than 90%.
It's more than that, because most of the time, they, even sometimes if they have of course they didn't show you
Okay.
Don't know how the will is being done. And sometimes it's like sometimes you realize that the estate, even they have done the will, and if it's not properly drafted and not properly done,
yes,
is as good as no will.
Yep.
So this is the thing that I also experienced.
Okay, but they have no problem to. I mean, it's not a taboo subject anymore. I believe like back in 10 or 20 years ago. I don't know. I'm just like asking. I mean, they say, "Hey, wow, right views it means that you want me to die." You know, I mean, nowadays, have this changed over the years?
Okay, this has actually from my side. Actually, this has changed. It's no longer a taboo. It's more on procrastination and delay only.
Okay.
And then the thing, even the old folks, they actually they already understand. And now we can see people are already buying their burial lots during lifetime already.
Yes.
So this kind of things, preparing for that is not so much an issue. But the issue is that they always say, let's hold on. Give me another 6 months. Give me another year.
Right.
These kind of things.
Right.